So the INZONE H9s are a very impressive gaming headset for your PlayStation that have a major 1000XM5 vibes to them. They have a very impressive active noise cancellation for a gaming headset, plus they also have an ambient mode. They sound good and they fit well. But today, we're going to see how the H9s stack up to the Steelseries Arctis Nova Pro, another very impressive gaming headset that also has active noise cancellation and an ambient mode. Plus, they also have swappable batteries. Now, first, I do want to stress that this review and versus video is coming from the perspective of someone who is strictly a console gamer. And if you're a console gamer, both of these headsets are going to be a little held back because you can get more out of them with a PC. Nonetheless, the H9s can be used with either your PlayStation, PC, or phone, whereas with the Nova Pros, both the PC and PlayStation version of this headset will allow you to use it with a PlayStation, PC, Switch, or phone, but the Xbox version will allow you to use this headset with an Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, or phone. So for maximum compatibility, I do recommend that you go with the Xbox version if you can. But now let's talk about the design of these headsets. Now, both of these headsets have good build quality, and I feel that they both have good durability to them. So I do feel that they're both going to be able to stand up to some abuse. However, I do feel the Nova Pro are more durable than the H9s because the Nova Pros are using much harder feeling plastics on their ear cups and on the arms of their headband, and their headband is just this big slab of steel. Whereas with the H9s, they have a lot more plastic surfaces and their plastics just don't feel as hard. But when it comes to fit, the H9s are the overall winners here. For starters, when it comes to clamping force, both of these headsets are big head approved, but the H9s have a slightly looser fit to them, making them more comfortable. Regarding weight, both of these headsets are on the heavier side because the H9s weigh in at 325 grams and the Nova Pros weigh in at 338 grams. So with both of these headsets, you never really forget that you're wearing them, like how you would with a lighter pair of premium ANC headphones, like let's say the XM5s, which weigh in at 250 grams. Now, both of these gaming headsets do a really good job of evenly dispersing their weight throughout your head because the H9s have a lot of padding underneath their headband, and the Nova Pros have their suspension style headband. So hotspots are never an issue. However, the H9s do rest more naturally on your head because their ear cups apply an even amount of pressure all around your ears. Whereas with the Nova Pro, I can't help but feel that their ear cups apply a little more pressure on the top of your ear than on the bottom, which can feel a little strange, but you do forget about it after a while. But where the H9s really outshine the Nova Pros is when it comes to their earpads. The earpads on the H9s are a lot more spacious than the earpads on the Nova Pro. Now, don't get me wrong, the Nova Pros will fit you if you have average size ears, and they'll also fit you if you have larger ears or ears that stick out a lot. But the H9s are simply more spacious, making them more comfortable. Now, with both of these headsets, they both have leatherette earpads versus fabric earpads that you'll find on other gaming headsets. And personally, I do prefer fabric earpads on my headsets because they just stay cooler for longer. And this way, you don't get sweaty ear cups after long gaming sessions, especially during the summer. But between the H9s and Nova Pro, the H9's earpads stay cooler for longer because they have less surface area coming in contact with your skin. Whereas with the Nova Pros, these ear cups do heat up faster than the ear cups found on the H9s. So overall, fit-wise for me, the H9s are the clear winners here, mainly because of their more spacious ear cups. But looks-wise, the H9s are very bulky and their microphone isn't removable. So if you do plan on using this headset as a normal pair of headphones while out in public, you are going to stick out quite a bit. Whereas with the Nova Pros, this headset is much sleeker, and what I really like about the Nova Pros is that when you retract their boom microphone, it completely just disappears. So fit-wise, I do prefer the H9s, but looks-wise, I do prefer the Nova Pros. But I think you should only really take looks into consideration if you plan on using your headsets while out in public on a regular basis. But now let's talk about tech specs. Regarding battery life, the H9s have an advertised battery life of 32 hours. However, this advertised battery life of 32 hours is with the active noise cancellation on this headset turned off, and that's while this headset is only connected to its transmitter. But if you were to use this headset with its active noise cancellation turned on, and if you were to use it while it's simultaneously connected to both your console and phone via Bluetooth, then you're going to have an advertised battery life of 16 hours. However, if this headset is only connected to your console, then you're going to have an advertised battery life of 20 hours. Personally, I only use the active noise cancellation on my headsets and headphones when I have to, but I do like being paired to two devices at the same time when I paired. So if you use this headset with the active noise cancellation turned off and while it's connected to two devices at the same time, then you're also going to have an advertised battery life of 20 hours, which is still a little mid. Whereas with the Nova Pro, this headset has an advertised battery life of 44 hours, which is super impressive. However, this advertised battery life is with the active noise cancellation on this headset turned off, and it's while this headset is only connected to your console. Now, you can also have this headset connected to your console and phone via Bluetooth at the same time. However, if you were to have both connections going, then you're going to have an advertised battery life of 36 hours. But also, this advertised battery life of 44 hours and 36 hours is between the two included batteries that you get with this headset. So realistically, each battery is good for a maximum of 22 hours. Whereas with the H9s, they're good for a maximum of 32 hours. Now, the swappable batteries on the Nova Pros is a really cool feature because you can hot swap between your batteries, so technically your headset will never die on you in the middle of a game. The only thing to keep in mind is though, if you want to hot swap your batteries, as in you want to take your battery out without your headset dying on you, you're gonna have to do the swap in less than 8 seconds. Now, when it comes to actually charging this headset, when you lift one of the magnetic plates, you're gonna find a USB-C port, and you can use this USB-C port to charge the battery that's inside of your headset. And to charge your other battery, you charge that by using the base station that comes included with this headset, and we'll talk about the base station in a second. But overall, with the Sonys, you're gonna have one big battery, whereas with the Nova Pros, you're gonna have two smaller batteries that you can quickly and easily swap out. But if you do plan on commuting with your headset on a regular basis, then personally, I do recommend the H9s because they have the better stamina. However, performance-wise, I am going to have to point out that the Nova Pros have better fast charging than the H9s, because with the Nova Pros, if you were to plug them in for 15 minutes from a dead battery, you're going to get 3 hours of playtime, whereas with the H9s, if you were to plug them in for 10 minutes, you're only going to get 1 hour of playtime. Now, with both of these headsets, you can always use them while they're plugged in and charging. However, with the Nova Pros, you can also use them with a wired connection, and you can use them passively because they still have a 3.5mm audio jack, which is something the H9s just don't have. So if your setup just doesn't allow you to use your headset while it's charging, at least there's that. But now let's talk about connectivity. With the Sonys, they come included with a USB-A transmitter, and you can use the H9s with either your PlayStation or PC, and they can always be connected to your phone via Bluetooth, and you can have your phone's audio and your game's audio playing at the same time, which can come in handy while you're waiting in a matchmaking lobby or if you're playing some open world game. But then there's the Nova Pro and their base station. Now, like I mentioned at the top of this video, for maximum compatibility, you want to get the Xbox version of this headset because you'll be able to use it with an Xbox, PlayStation, PC, or Switch, and you'll be able to connect them to your phone via Bluetooth, and you can have your phone's audio and your game's audio playing at the same time. Now, this base station has a lot more features than the USB-A transmitter that comes included with the H9s. First off, this base station can be connected to two devices at the same time. So if you're someone that likes to constantly switch between your console and PC, or if you're someone that has both an Xbox and PlayStation and you like to switch between them on a regular basis, this base station makes it super easy to switch between your consoles. So connectivity-wise, both of these headsets are great. However, if you're a power user that is constantly switching between multiple consoles, then you are going to want to go with the Nova Pros. And for maximum compatibility, you're going to want to go with the Xbox version of the Nova Pros. But now let's talk about sound. Simply put, the Nova Pros have better instrument separation than the H9s. The Nova Pros do a better job of sounding more open, and as a result, they sound more immersive. Now, don't get me wrong, the H9s also sound good, but they just don't sound as open as the Nova Pros. However, where the H9s do outperform the Nova Pros is when it comes to the physicality in their bass. These do a better job of rattling your head than the Nova Pros. However, with both of these headsets, you can always go in and you can adjust their EQ to your liking. Now, like I mentioned at the top of this video, this review/versus video is coming from the perspective of someone who is mainly a console gamer. But with both of these headsets, you can connect them to your PC and you can adjust your EQ, among many other things. Now, with the Nova Pros, you just have to download the Steelseries GG app and you can customize them as you like, and this app works with both Windows and Mac. Whereas with the H9s, their app only works on Windows, and unfortunately, neither of these two headsets have a mobile app like how Razer's headsets do. However, this is where the base station comes in. With this base station, you can cycle between some preset EQs, or you can even make your own. And since I like to play FPS games, I do like to lower the highs on my headsets so that they don't get ear piercing. But more importantly, as a console gamer, the base station makes it very easy to adjust your EQ on the fly, and you can easily switch between EQs if you're going to play a different game. So having this base station is just a lot more convenient as a console gamer, because with the H9s, you have to plug them into your PC, because unfortunately, the H9s don't have the same level of integration with your PlayStation as the Pulse 3D do, which personally I do find a little odd. So overall, I am going to have to give it to the H9s because these have better instrument separation, so they sound more open and more immersive. But also, as a console gamer, since this headset does have that base station, it makes it super easy to adjust your EQ and switch your EQs on the fly without having to connect your headset to your PC, like how you do with the H9s. But now let's talk about the extra features found on these headsets, and that's mainly going to be the active noise cancellation. Now, the active noise cancellation on both of these headsets is rather good because they both have very little to no cabin pressure and there's zero hissing in the background. However, when it comes to the amount of noise blocked, these headsets are very different from one another. But so that you can see for yourself, we're going to jump into an ANC test. So like you may have just seen, the H9s block out noticeably more noise than the Nova Pros. Now the H9s don't block out as much noise as the Sony 1000XM5s, and personally that is to be expected, but the ANC on the Nova Pros is more like a pair of mid-tier ANC headphones, whereas the ANC on the H9s is in between a pair of mid-tier ANC headphones and a pair of premium ANC headphones, but leaning more towards the premium side. Basically what I'm trying to say here is if you need to block out a lot of noise, then you do want to go with the H9s. Maybe your AC unit in your room is very loud, or maybe your family is just loud while you game. But also, if you plan on using your headsets for commutes, then you do want to go with the H9s because the H9s are going to be able to block out more road noise and more chatter. And then there's the ambient mode on these headsets. Now, the ambient mode on these headsets are both really good. They both sound very natural. And I feel that having an ambient mode on your gaming headset is very useful, because this way you can keep an eye on your little one while you play and while they play in the other room, or this way you can hear when your mom calls you for dinner. But finally, here's the microphone test. Now, this microphone sounds really good, and it has a very balanced sound signature to it. Now, it does have your classic robotic tone to it, but overall, this microphone does sound really good. But then there's the Nova Pro. Now, I feel that this microphone sounds a little less robotic, and my voice sounds a little brighter. But overall, both of these headsets have really good sounding microphones on them. However, what sets these two headsets apart is the way that they deal with noise pollution, because right now we do have a low frequency sound playing in the background, and this is to simulate having either a fan running in the background or having your AC turned on. And with the Nova Pros, you can hear a little bit of noise pollution in the background. Now, Steelseries does advertise AI-powered active noise cancellation, but that feature is only available while you're using this headset with your PC, not so much with a gaming console. Whereas with the H9s, whether you use them with a PC or PlayStation, this microphone does a really good job of blocking out noise pollution. Because if we were to switch over to my lapel microphone, you're going to clearly hear this low frequency sound. But if we were to switch back over to the H9s, it is reduced. So overall, both of these headsets have good sounding microphones on them. However, if you do plan on mainly gaming with your PlayStation, then you do want to go with the H9s, because this microphone is still going to block out a decent amount of noise. So with all that being said, choosing between these two headsets can be a little hard. Now, obviously, if you're someone with multiple consoles, and especially if you're someone with both an Xbox and PlayStation, you're going to want to go with the Nova Pro. The base station makes it very easy to switch between two consoles, and the base station also allows you to adjust the EQ of your headset, and it also allows you to change a lot of other things on your headsets without having to use your computer. And personally, I really like the relaxed design of this headset. But if you're predominantly a PlayStation gamer, personally, I can't stop gravitating towards the H9s. Specifically, I prefer the H9s because of their more comfortable fit. They fit looser, their earpads are more spacious, and their earpads stay a little cooler for longer. I also like that their microphone blocks out more noise pollution, and the more effective active noise cancellation is a huge plus when I need it. The only thing that I wish that this headset had was better integration with your PlayStation, because I don't want to have to connect my headset to my PC to customize it. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.